What's going on, everyone? Daniel here. It's time to review Tyrant Season 3, Episode 8, titled Ask for the Earth. Spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap it, then give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thank you so much for joining me. 2 more episodes and Season 3 is done. Now, we have not been picked up for a 4th season yet. Fingers crossed we do get picked up. A lot of things have been going on, man, this season. A lot of explosions, a lot of bullets, a lot of frustration inside all of our favorite characters. So we're going to get all into this again. Spoilers. Watch the episode, man. And real quick, before I get into the review, I do want to say a new feature that I have on the channel or in the descriptions is my latest movie reviews, the movies that I've seen this week, and they're all new releases, as in Hell or High Water and Don't Breathe, and a bunch more, man. So down below are the links to my movie reviews, my latest ones for this week alone. So hopefully, guys, if you have time, I would please urge you to actually check out my recent movie reviews. I really would appreciate that. And also link down below to all my fall shows that I will be reviewing for you guys during the fall season, which is starting September 1st. For me, or starting September 2nd. Over 43 shows over the next few months for you. So definitely check out that video as well, the movie reviews. Anyway, here we go. Tyrant Season 3, Episode 8, Ask for the Earth. So Molly has returned to Abu Din and she is done with forgiveness. Now Rashid's girlfriend or wife, since they were getting married last week, I don't know if they ended up tying the knot, but I'll just say wife instead, man. So Rashid's new wife, she wants to be a martyr, you know. She's going to go out with an explosion and, you know, go to this cause, obviously. You know, I would die for this cause is basically, that's what she signed up for, and she liked Rashid and they got together and married and everything, but she signed up for a purpose, and she wants to go out with a bang. So Molly doesn't love Barry anymore. She's done with that. She's like, I can't even look at you. And, you know, she's just thinking about her daughter and all these kids, the innocent kids that have died and everything, and she's just like, I'm not going to be in the same room with you. So anyway, this girl, and so obviously Rashid's girlfriend, blows herself up, which one thing, it's sad because she was looking at the people. She's, I believe, in Germany, and Layla and Cogswell are there in the same building, but they're not, like, too hurt by the bomb because they're on the other side. But she looks at, like, these kids and everything, and she's like, you know what? And she did press the bomb button, but it didn't go off, you know, so, oh, wow, it's a dud. It doesn't work. Okay. Looking at the kids and everything, and she's like, you know what, I'm glad it didn't blow up. You know, that sort of look. And she walks out, I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to, you know, probably change my life around, or, you know, all that. Dead. Blows up, and everyone, you could tell it was going to blow up. Like, I was like, okay, it didn't blow up. No one's talking. It's very quiet. She's the camera angle, the way it was going on, the way it was all done. It's going to blow up, and she ended up blowing up and killing about 31 dead and 81 injured. So it's a scary situation. Very, very sketchy situation that went on, so it didn't work at first. Layla and Cogswell were on vacation, obviously, there, and Layla just kind of has this little nasty bump there and cuts on her forehead. So Bassam ends up declaring war, and he is just triggered by Al-Qadi. So triggered, dude, because he's yelling at him and everything, and he's like, you know what, I could have you, like, done this and that, and I could, like, have you put away forever, you know, and the world will know what you've done of, like, being close to Rashid and the man who, you know, you know the man who killed my daughter, and you know where he's at and stuff. Like, there's a bunch of things like that where you're connected to them. So Cogswell thinks it's a bad idea, and he's saying his job, hey, my job is to, you know, the president, my job's that. I can't force him to, you know, I can only give him advice, but I'm supposed to stand with the president at all times. So Bassam ends up postponing the elections, which is a nasty move for the people over there. The characters, you know, they're like, what? But, I don't know, man. Postponing those elections. I never knew you could even do that, but he's going to postpone them until the war is over, because if he starts the war, 6 months is the election. It's not going to be over within 6 months. War is unpredictable. You don't know when it's going to... You don't know how long it's going to last. Definitely not going to be over in 6 weeks. It's not a battle. It's a war. So Layla is no longer an Al-Fahid. She is done. She's done with all that. Dahlia is speaking against Barry at the end. and he says to her, "Stay silent." And the curfew, there's a bunch of their own SWAT people, their police going out to the people, and it's curfew, and they are basically Rashid and his people are making a video, editing it, making Barry look bad, and he's preparing for the war to come. Now on to the pros and cons. So it wouldn't be a proper episode of Tyrant without an explosion, and this week, again, it was an emotional scene. Maybe there's not tears running down your face, but the thing is that the girl, when she was sitting down and, she pressed the button, it wasn't working and everything, and maybe it had been a delay, maybe she was thinking, okay, it didn't work, maybe it just wasn't wired right or stuff. She saw the kids and everything, and it's almost like when she pressed it, then she looked around and she regretted everything, and she's like, okay, it doesn't work. At least that's how I took it. She was like, maybe there's more to life. There's more to than just this cause, or there's more to than what I was, I could have kids, I could have a family. Look at the family here. Do they deserve to die? Is it really worth it all? That's the way I took it. And when she walked out, it was kind of like, okay, it didn't work. It was, that was that. And then it exploded, and just the way it was done, even though it was kind of predictable, but you were kind of like, is it going to happen? Is it not? And the way it was done, pretty damn good effects. I was kind of happy and disappointed at the same time with Layla and Cogswell. They actually were on a vacation, which they never really kind of specify. It's kind of weird that Layla's running for president of Abu Dhabi, and she's just on a vacation. But, I liked that they were finally out, and there was a beautiful shot of them on a boat. It was actually very beautiful the way it was kind of done and shot. But then all of a sudden, they're there, and out of the chances they're there when the bomb goes off, and then she comes back and she barely has a little scratch. And that's the thing, it's like, I like the way that they were on vacation, but there just wasn't too many scenes of them actually out there. That moment when Dahlia was interrupted by the military honestly was a very scary moment, because I was thinking there was just a shooting the past few episodes ago, an explosion already happened, and I'm very happy that Dahlia didn't get hurt, or really no one got hurt. But it was a very strong moment because, this is the people's meeting, they're having, a say, Fozzie's there and everything, and then the military just comes in and shuts everything down. I really love the way that they're changing the character of Barry. He started off as our hero, our protagonist, and now he's slowly turning into the antagonist, the villain. It's 50-50 the way we look at him. He's our hero from Season 1 and Season 2. He's the hero, but he's also just declaring war, curfew. Even that curfew idea was very smart in the way it was shot. Fighting back, and the smoke, and the music, and the editing, and all that was really fun to see. Not fun to see, but very scary and intense to see, and it was done very well. But he's slowly turning into the villain. Now, I'm not saying he's a mustache twirly villain, but the way that they've, he's our hero, but yet we could see how people hate him. We may not be going for him anymore. It's a 50-50 chance with Bassam. Now, many of you know I'm not a big fan of Molly, but, it was interesting to see her return. It's interesting, and now that she's kind of like, Barry, I don't love you anymore, I'm kind of disappointed that Barry just doesn't go to Dahlia now, like that Dahlia is not going to Barry, and they could be a thing, but now that it looks like Fozzie and Dahlia are going to be a thing, or at least close to one another more than Barry, they're pushing themselves against Barry, and, I guess now that she's kind of going against Barry, it's not looking well. Barry's looking like he's going to be alone for quite some time. There were a few scenes in here that were slow paced. Another thing I have to point out is Ahmed being in that uniform. Now, I can kind of guess how he got there. Obviously, he wants to do something, be part of something. But, it just it didn't fit in there in a way. Like, Sammy's trying to get in, and Ahmed's the one, like, out of all the guards there, Ahmed's the one guarding that one place at that time and everything. I felt like there was probably a scene before that either deleted, or it's a plot hole in there. This episode of Tyrant was really good. I think the most enjoyable moments, or even intense moments that I got a reaction mostly out of all of us, was the girl exploding, killing over 31 people, Barry just going off on Al-Qaeda, just so, again, from his speeches and declaring the war, because him signing off and them going to war actually is a very, very, very big deal. There are a few slow moments in here, kind of like, oh, Layla and Cogswell are on a vacation. Now they're back. Like, just, they're in the same place where the explosion takes place. The irony or the chances of that, weird things like that I think are kind of questionable. This episode isn't the greatest, nor is it the worst. It still is entertaining. There are a few things that maybe I would have cut out, maybe would have put extra scenes in. I really wish Rashid could have been in there a little bit more, but I thought it was kind of a nice send-off where the girl was like, maybe I'll see you, maybe I'll find you in the next life and everything. And that was kind of, cute in a way where Rashid, if he would just quit his crap, he would go with the girl and, but no, he needs revenge. That's what he needs. He needs to start this war. He's just going to get people killed. Barry's going to get people killed at the end. I don't know how they're going to do this all within 2 episodes. This is where it's leading to a season 4, I believe. But I don't think they'll leave us on a cliffhanger. I think somehow Tyrant always ends up... Well, they ended up with a cliffhanger on season 2. So it's crazy how they're doing it, man. But, yeah, the bombing and just... Adam Rayner, again, who plays Bassam, is just fantastic. Every week, man. I love him a lot. He's awesome as an actor, and he's doing a fantastic job just getting the intensity, his love for Dahlia. He's already fighting with Molly when she comes back already. It's a lot of things going on for a character, and from villain to hero, villain. What is he really? That's very interesting, and I guess we'll see who wins and who will take Abu Din. It's kind of like a wrestling match. On this side, Rashid, and then Al-Fayed. Who's gonna win? Let's get ready to rumble, baby. I'm giving this episode a B+. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button. You can comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about Tyrant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Who do you think's gonna win, really? You think Barry, or better yet, who do you think, is Barry, is he a bad guy or is he still a good guy? Is he still the Barry we still love, or has power taken over him? Is he getting too far? Do you think he should have declared war? Was it right for him to declare war? Thanks again. You can share this with your friends. Please check out the movie reviews down below, as well as my fall preview for TV show reviews. Share this with your friend. Hit that subscribe button for more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week for more Tyrant. Bye-bye.